guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to another video, and today I am doing the 3 marker challenge. I've actually done this before on my channel, but it was like 2 years ago and I was really cringy, and honestly it was just a bad video, but the drawing ended up pretty decent. And I saw a few times in the comments that you guys wanted me to do this again. Some of you probably didn't even know I did it before, but I'm gonna do it again for you guys because it's a lot of fun for me to do. So you just saw me sketching out the drawing. I just sketched it out before. I even got to draw the colors, so I couldn't make the drawing based on the colors. So now I get to pick out the colors, which is what you're seeing right now. And I ended up with these 3 colors. I've got a orange, a pine tree green, which is kind of like a dark green, and a dark suntan, which is kind of a dark skin color, or you can use it for wood and stuff like that. And honestly, I ended up with some pretty decent colors, and they all have a pretty similar palette, I guess. You can kind of use them in woodsy textures and stuff like that. So before I even got the colors, in my mind, this character was more of a dark skin character, so I got really lucky getting this E15 dark suntan. And I'm really glad I got this. But when you're so limited on colors, which is 3 colors, you have to really kind of test your different colors and how they mix. So in the top left of my paper, I tried out a few different mixtures, and I ended up with a really cool color. So I started off by putting down the green, and then I went over with an orange, and I ended up getting this super cool kind of dull brown tan color that I ended up using for most of the hair. And I would have never even thought I had this color or discovered this color if I hadn't just mixed different colors together. So if you guys are ever trying to find a certain color that you don't actually have in your marker collection, try mixing different colors together and you'll end up with a color you didn't even know you had. Also, sorry if I sound like nasally or anything like that. I'm sick right now, and I just got home from vacation, and I was sick on vacation. It was kind of sad, but yeah, if I sound a little weird or look a little weird or have this really bad sunburn line right here, it's because I just got back from vacation and I was sick. So yeah. Another thing you can do when you're limited on colors is for shading. You can let your first layer of color dry and then go over with the same color on like where you want the shadows to be. So if you look at the face of the character, I first went over with 1 coat of the brown, and then later, once that coat has dried, I took that same exact brown and just went over it where the shadows would be, and it still kind of makes it a little bit darker. It's not as effective as if you would use a darker brown and then blend it back into that first layer, but it works for having such limited colors. Another thing I got really lucky for was having the orange and the brown together. So when I do her t-shirt, I do it orange, and then I take the brown as a shadow. And if I didn't have this brown, I would have had to just do what I said before and just use the orange once it's dried. But now that I had the brown, it looks a lot better in my opinion, and it was easier than trying to layer the orange over and over. And if you guys are ever limited on colors and trying to do the shadow trick that I said earlier, know that it's a lot more effective with darker colors. So I do this with her jacket, which is the dark green, and I do it by layering, as I said before. And with your darker colors, it's going to stand out a lot more, and you'll be able to see that second shadow that you put on. Well, let's say you have a light yellow or something like that, and you try to do the double shadow with the same color. It's not going to be as noticeable, and you might have to do a few coats of it just because it's a lighter color. So for her pants, I knew that I wanted a darker color, so I wanted to make sure I didn't end up with the same color as her jacket. I wanted it to be different than her hair color too. And those were the 2 darkest colors that I already had. So I was a little torn on what to do. What I ended up doing is I mixed her hair color first. I put that on her pants. I did the green coat and then the orange coat. And that was just her hair color. And then I was like, okay, I want this to be darker so it stands out and doesn't blend in with her hair. So I went back over with the green and ended up with this nice kind of like a dark gray, but with a little bit of a brown tint to it. And I didn't think I would be able to get this color, so if I wanted to go even darker, I probably could have done another orange and then another green. It might have been a little bit darker, but again, you're a little bit limited with such few colors that you might not be able to get those super dark colors. And since all these colors were pretty dark, I know the orange isn't that dark, but it's darker than like a yellow or something like that, I didn't exactly know what to do with the axe, so I just decided to do, make it orange and do highlights by just not coloring the area. That's another thing you can do if you don't have a highlighter color or anything like that. It's more tedious, but it's something that you can do if you want those highlights. Also, in case you guys were wondering, the ink pen that I used in this is a little bit different than what I'm used to using. I usually use the Pilot Fine Liner, but I started switching over to these Tombow Calligraphy pens, and they're really cool because they get you different pen widths throughout your drawing depending on how hard you push or the angle of your pen. And they're super cool. They're not that expensive. Yeah, I highly recommend these if you want to try something different. You guys, before I end the video, I wanted to just thank you guys so much for all the wonderful support that you gave me on my last video. I know it was a little bit tough, I guess, to talk about, or some people might not have enjoyed it, but all the support that I got in the comments was really reassuring, and I wanted to thank you guys for all of it, and you should be seeing a lot more videos in the future. Here is the results of this challenge. I think this actually turned out really well for my color choices and stuff like that. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys want to see next on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome art videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!